this question. If anyone can answer this question, inshallah ta'ala, I'm going to give him. Wait, let's see how much I have. My Australian passport. No. Anyone know why Allah is testing us? Why? Can you shout at me, sister? I don't know if I will hear you from it. Okay, so just that was a bad idea to ask you guys. That was a bad idea. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had made this system of tests and trials. Why? To filter the good from the bad. To see who would stick by the laws and the rules of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and who would be like a yo-yo Muslim. Ramadani Muslim. You know? Only we remember the Quran when somebody died. My brothers and sisters in Islam, some people today, they use salah, our prayers, like fire extinguisher. Only used during disasters. When something happens, we run to the fire extinguisher to put down the fire. Salah is the backbone of this deen. Salah is the backbone of this deen. And when you neglect it, it means that you don't believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had made it compulsory on you for a reason. So that when you face those challenges, you have a system to run to Allah, to call upon Allah, to lift these trials from you. We have seen the people of Palestine. We have seen their resilience. I have never imagined myself carrying the remnants of my children in plastic bags. And saying what? Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. I've never imagined myself losing one of my children. But these people, they have lost dozens of their family members in 1 second. Yet they remain firm. Why? Because we go back to Allah through prayers, through dua. That's the system that Allah created for us to cleanse ourselves from these emotions. The Prophet ﷺ talked about emotions in great manners. How many of you here are angry birds? Angry birds? Anyone angry birds here? Angry birds? Temper? People with temper. They get angry quickly. Anyone? MashaAllah. You know, I was talking to a brother and he was screaming to the top of his lungs and shouting and abusing and accusing and cursing. And I told him, brother, calm down. Calm down, man. Take it easy. What happened? He said, he made me angry. He made me angry. It's like now your anger is the fault of somebody else. And some people, when they stand in the court and the judge is asking them, why did you kill such and such? They say, because he made me angry. Do you think the judge would let him go free? That's your emotion. And in Islam, you are entitled to your emotions. Allah Akbar. Look at this. We feel sad, we feel mad, we feel angry, we feel upset, we feel happy, we feel joyous, and so on. Your emotions were created by the same Maker, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for you to feel them. So anger on its own is not negative. Listen carefully, my brothers and sisters. Anger on its own, it's not negative. It's the action that follows the anger. I can become angry and you can see it in my face. I can turn red, but I will not punch you in the face. And there are some people, when they get angry, they start throwing stuff. Their hands talk faster than the tongue. Right or wrong? So anger itself is not bad. It's the action that follows the anger that could be classified as right or wrong. Sadness, when you become sad because of a situation, that's not bad. You find people today, they tell you, don't be sad. There is even a book was written saying, don't be sad, right? But if my father died, how could I not be sad? Have you ever seen someone, his father passed away, his mother passed away, his children, and then, ha ha ha, you know what? My father passed away, ha, it's a funny story. What is this? We react according to the situation that we experience. So sadness itself is not bad. The Prophet ﷺ himself, when he was burying his own child, Ibrahim, was he happy? He was sad. In fact, he was telling the people, my eyes are shedding tears. Inna al-'ayna latadma. My heart is shattered, sad. But I only say what is pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So even though I'm experiencing intense emotion, sadness and anger, I only do and I only say what is pleasing to Allah. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. So you see, my brothers and sisters, human beings by nature will be challenged from very different angles. And the harder the test, the higher the reward. The harder the test, the higher the reward. And remember, the strong person is not the one who uses physical strength to overpower others. But rather the strong is the one, when he becomes angry, he contains himself. He does not explode. I remember I used to get angry back in the days when it rains. So when I see the rain, I become angry. Why? Because of the traffic. So I think here also you experience traffic. There's traffic here. How many of you cannot stand traffic? When it becomes crowded and hot, you want to run away. So let me give you a few strategies, inshallah ta'ala, to overcome these challenges. Are you ready, inshallah, Sultan Qudrat? Are you ready? Allahu Akbar. Number one, acknowledge your weakness. Number one, acknowledge your weakness. I don't know how many of you have noticed that I am a little bit limping. Have you seen that? When I'm walking, I limp on one side. Does anyone know why? Anyone know why? So during COVID-19, I was going to the kitchen and I washed my hands. And as I was washing my hands, a crashing pain went through my waist all the way to my toes, and I was pinned to the ground. I couldn't move an inch. Every time I tried to get myself up, a flailing of pain will knock me out. I will lose my consciousness. I will wake up because of the pain. I will be knocked out because of the pain. For 5 hours in a very uncomfortable position. And then after that, 1.5 years almost on a wheelchair. It was a severe slip disc in my lumbar area. The entire lumbar area crashed left and right. Why? Some of us will ask, why, Ya Allah? I am doing da'wah. I'm traveling to teach the people Islam. That's your religion. Why would you make me paralyzed? Why would you, restrict me, right? Some people complain and ask Allah why. If you know who Allah is, you will never ask such questions. My brothers and sisters in Islam, we were not created here to live in this dunya as if it is Jannah. Because otherwise, what's the point of Jannah if you wanted just total comfort? Total comfort in this dunya. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tested me for 1.5 years on a wheelchair. And after Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had granted me the ability to walk again, I found myself that I'm walking with a limp, which I call the cute limp. I call it what? The cute limp. It's a cute one. And why am I using this positive word? Because it reminds me that one day I was bedridden and now I'm walking. So the limp for me is a blessing. The numb feeling of some parts of my lower back and lower part of my body is a blessing, is a reminder. So my brothers and sisters in Islam, we are so weak. Allah told us that in the Quran, خُلِقَ الْإِنسَانُ ضَعِيفًا. Human beings were created weak. And weakness here is not an insult, it's a check reality. or a reality check. This is who we are. It is in our limitations that we find strength. For Allah, when I stood up on my feet, the first time I appreciated. For the first time in my life, I appreciated what I have taken for granted for over 40 years. I appreciated walking. Can you imagine this? A blessing that Allah has given us all our lives, but because we have taken it for granted. Every morning you wake up, you jump off your bed, you go to the toilet, you eat, whatever you want is there, guaranteed. So you take it for granted. But when Allah takes it away from you, only then you start feeling a blessing is departed. And when Allah gives you back that same blessing, you will feel it, you will appreciate it, you will thank Allah for every feeling beneath the ground. So my brothers and sisters in Islam, always remind yourself that these challenges that you cannot cope with, or these challenges that sometimes restrict you and make you feel annoyed and make you feel angry, are for you to remember that you are weak and Allah is the most powerful.